Hey, how are you guys doing? Welcome back to the Skol Side Minnesota Vikings podcast. As you guys see by the title, we have a 3-round mock draft for just the Minnesota Vikings. I'm going to be giving you guys 3 options that the Vikings could take at round 1, pick number 12, round 2, pick number 46, and then round 3, pick number 77. I have 3 guys that if the Vikings landed just 2 of these 3, damn, this offseason has been damn near perfect. I mean, it's a bunch of exciting news happening right now, but I have 3 guys that will really get us fans excited. If you guys want all the latest on Minnesota Vikings news, I'm the channel for you guys. Subscribe down below. Comment down below what you guys think about these 3 prospects that I'm going to be giving to you guys right now. But hey, enough talking. Let's get into the video. All right, so this is the debate. Derek Stingley Jr. or Sauce Gardner. I know that McDuff guy from Washington, that's CB, he's great. But I think there is a significant gap with Sauce Gardner and Derek Stingley, the 1 and 2 corners on the board, to the number 3. I think it's no doubt that Sauce Gardner and Derek Stingley, they are the 2 best corners on the board, no matter what. And I think the Vikings, obviously the number 1 position group they need to upgrade is secondary. You can argue interior offensive line. I just think with who is on our roster right now in the secondary, it's got to be the number 1 pick. It's got to be the first-round pick. So I think it comes down to 2 guys, Sauce Gardner and, like I said, Derek Stingley Jr. I would be I would be thrilled if I saw the Vikings on draft day, if they took their 4th-round pick and their 12th overall pick and just even moved up to number 10 overall and switched with the New York Jets. Because honestly, the way I've been looking at a bunch of these mock drafts, it's going to be hard to have Sauce Gardner or Derek Stingley there at number 12 overall. I mean, a lot of teams know that these are the guys, that these are the plug-and-play corners that are going to come in and make an immediate impact. I would lean, when I initially started this mock draft process, I would initially lean Derek Stingley Jr. because of the LSU connection and just because of the raw talent and untapped potential this guy has. But I've been looking more into Sauce Gardner. The Vikings need to trade up and get this guy. I think he's number 1 on my list. He's long, great closing speed, great core strength, he moves his hips when he's moving diagonally. It's like the same thing as somebody running straight back. It's the same speed. It's the same movement for him. The Vikings, they need to go get Sauce Gardner. They need to. I know a lot of video guys come out and say, like, oh, they need to get this guy. They need to get whoever. Sauce Gardner is definitely a need. He is a need, and he is a pop the Remy and maybe down the whole bottle of Remy type of guy. Sauce Gardner, I think he's no doubt. Tall, lengthy corner from the University of Cincinnati. Has a ton of experience. Every saber metric you look at this guy, got to think about it. Think about trading the 4th-round pick and our number 12 overall pick to move up and get this guy. No doubt my number 1 choice at number 12 overall. All right, so this is my fun part about the mock draft, where I get to go get in my little nerd bag and hop into the late rounds and find sleepers. Number 1 sleeper in this entire NFL draft, and you guys are going to hear it here first, Logan Hall. Logan Hall, he's an edge rusher from Houston. And I know immediately you guys just said, well, if you just said the secondary and the interior offensive line are 2 position groups we need to hold up, why would they not go interior offensive line in 2nd round? You could, but the edge rushers in round 2, such as David Ajabo now that he tore his Achilles, and Logan Hall, these 2 are almost too good to pass up. But I'm going to focus on Logan Hall. I'll put up one of his clips on the screen right now just because it kind of, me saying he's tenacious and he's got this quick speed doesn't really do it justice. I think the film does a lot better with that. So if you guys see on this film, he has just quick moves. His hands look so fast for an interior defensive lineman, and that's something that just jumps off the screen. Like, when I went into him, I didn't look up his stats going from this past season. I just wanted to see him on tape against other D1 athletes. He is a freak. He has this tenacity to him, and that's my that's my favorite word for defensive and offensive linemen, is that dog, that tenacity, and he has that through the roof. Logan Hall, the only problem with him, he's kind of in this in-between phase of he's almost too little to be an interior defensive lineman, but he's also too big to be an edge, and he's too slow. So I think the Vikings would draft him. He said he would be able to bulk up to 300 pounds. I say you go get this guy, have him kind of sit behind Harrison Phillips, Za'Darius Smith, and Daniel Hunter for a couple years, and even DJ Wonnum, who is going to step up and have a huge season. You have him kind of marinate and improve his pass rushing skills, his run stuffing skills, and to get his body right for the next level. I'm not saying Logan Hall is going to be a guy we plug in next year and he has 5 sacks and he has huge plays. I'm saying Logan Hall could be a guy where if we do need to move off Daniil in a couple years, or we do lose a couple of D linemen, he could be a guy that could really step up and be the next DJ Wonnum, next Daniil Hunter for this Minnesota Vikings organization. So Logan Hall, edge rusher, Houston, keep your eyes out for him. Now, here we go. Interior offensive lineman. I am so excited about this guy, Dylan Parham. Hopefully I'm saying that right. He is from Memphis, and he was a guard at Memphis, but he is just listed as an interior offensive lineman. He can play guard, center guard. Doesn't really matter. Thing I loved about him, he had great film in the Senior Bowl. Phenomenal film in the Senior Bowl. He was just sturdy. When I was watching his Senior Bowl highlights, I'll show a clip of from a one-on-one drill that I'll get to in a second. But just overall in the Senior Bowl, just sturdy offensive lineman. Really, really strong technique. But I'll show the clip up of the one-on-one when a guy tries to do a rip technique on him, and he just locks his legs. The reason I chose this clip to show you guys, core strength for interior offensive linemen is actually one of the more underrated aspects, especially because in the NFL it's a lot of rip moves, it's a lot of swim moves and trying to get underneath pad leverage and everything, and core strength is incredibly important. I think this clip that I just showed you guys does a really good job. And no, it's not a hold. When you use the rip technique, you're allowed a little leeway with the holding, but I think it shows also good knee bend. He kind of drops his knee and he plants it in the ground. It kind of shows some of his strengths, and then he's 6'3", 315 pounds. I just think this guy could be a guy that you take in the 3rd round, you put him behind Bradbury or the other guard that we will end up, I don't know who it's going to be, honestly, at this point. But you put him behind another guard, and if they struggle the first 2 games, he's a guy you could immediately plug and play. Again, tenacity with this guy. He's been phenomenal. So Sauce Gardner, Logan Hall, Dylan Parham, 3 guys. Keep your eyes out in the first 3 rounds. The Vikings should definitely be going after. Let me know what you guys think down below. Love to hear from you. Skol Vikes.